I'm 65 and Ken is 73. He'll be 74 in July. Um, he had a stroke in 2019 and was right side paralyzed, and has expressive aphasia, which means he does not speak. Um, and he gradually, with physical therapy, he regained some motion in his right leg, so he can walk with an ankle foot orthotic and a Hemi Walker, um, which is a 4-pronged walker. So he's been going through all of that kind of therapy, and we've been working with speech therapists and all kinds of stuff to get him back up to speed. And none of it really seemed to catch on. You know, they only let it go on for a certain period of time, and then it stops. And then, and he gets frustrated with it. But yeah, we moved in August of 2022. So it's been just over a year. And Heidi's our neighbor across the street. She mentioned it to me a few times. And I'm like, well, sure, would be willing to look at it, and it just, as time goes on. And, she finally said to me at Halloween, she came over and patched us on November 4th. That was our first day. And immediately Ken started feeling his right arm. He had feeling in his right arm. He, grunted like, "Whoa, look at my arm," to show us. And he could say my name, but he would say Donna or Dana and not Janet. His comprehension is spot on. He can remind me of things. He's in there completely. He just can't get those words out. So it's frustrating. And he would have outbursts and get so angry because I didn't understand him, but after we patched, for him, he had more movement in his neck. He would turn his neck and be like, wow, he noticed immediately the feelings. And for me, I just noticed having more energy that like about 3 or 4 hours after Heidi patched us. I just felt like I had more energy because I'm his caregiver and I take care of all of his needs. So that's important. And then it was, I'm kind of reading notes because this has all gone by so fast. And so day 2, I always turn the TV on for him, and he's here with me. I'll have him come on at the end, and you get to see his beautiful face. And I either find what he wants to watch, or he does. I'll hand him the remote, and he can scroll through the guide. But he sat in his chair and he looked right at me and he said, "Channel 4," clear as day, just new words coming out of his mouth. And that was day 2. And I just looked at him like, okay, that was really good. I understood that, like that's amazing. And so it's just like it was started immediately opening his brain up to clear the pathway for his brain to communicate with his verbalness, his being able to verbalize. So and then day 3, it was so cute because he gets cold easier with his stroke. He gets very chilly. He wears sweats and jackets. And so he mentioned to me, or he looked at me and patted his chest and curled his shoulders, because that's that was his signal to be like, I want my jacket. And I said, I asked him, hang on just a second. I want to see how I worded that. What I said, what is it? What do you mean by that? And he laughed at me because he knows I know. I always get up and go get his jacket. So he was like just laughing at me. And I said, no, what is it? Give me the words. And he said, no. He looked at me and he said, I don't want to be cold. I mean, it's kind of spaced out when he says it, but he said, I don't want to be cold.
This is after being verbal since 2019.
Yes, that was a whole sentence, and it was amazing. I was like, I just want to cry because our house has been quiet,
Yeah.
quiet. And
Yeah.
I worked in a customer service my whole life. I talked my whole life. He and I talked a lot before that. And then after the stroke, he couldn't talk. And our house just, I mean, our lives changed completely. And it was just devastating to me. So, um, just that in itself was amazing. And,
Two, though, listen, go back to day two. Day two, stood up to hug Jana. Come on. That's
yeah,
amazing.
he, actually, I think it was, on the second day he did. He stood up. He was standing up, and I'm like, what? I looked at him like, what do you need? What do you need? Do you need me to come over there? What do you need to stand up for? You know? And he's just like motioning me, come here, come here. And so I walked over there and he stood up and he just wrapped his arms around me and hugged me. And he just hugged me. I mean, I haven't gotten a hug,
Oh,
hadn't from anybody in so long. And I'm a hugger. I'm a
right.
big hugger.
Yeah.
And he hadn't hugged me in forever. He wasn't even saying my name right. So I mean, there was a point where he started saying Jana. And so
And then you
it
went to, let's see, don't want to be cold. And then day four, he's standing steady. Come on. This is
he
amazing.
stood up and Heidi came over that day and he stood up on his own and hugged Heidi. I mean, it was like she just looked at him like, whoa, what's going on? And then the day before he had hugged, on day three, stood up and hugged Ryan, our son-in-law, because he came over with the boys. And so that was amazing. But so
But 2
having
weeks standing more steady, voluntarily on his own, trying to communicate more, happier.
yes, he's much happier. His disposition is he doesn't have those outbursts like he did at first with I think the frustration with not can you imagine being trapped in your body and not being able to verbalize when you know what you want to say? He would just get so upset and be like, I would have to play guessing games for hours,
Wow.
hours. And he would just, I'd have to walk away from him because he'd get so upset and start yelling. And it was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I can't handle this. And
And then,
he said that I don't want to be cold. And then he has said since then, he has, let's see, he's tried to communicate more. He's way upbeat. His depression has lifted. And he has said other words. Like the other day, I said, where are you going? And he said, bathroom. And then the other day he was in the bathroom and I knew we needed toilet paper in there, but I hadn't gotten to it yet. But he was in the bathroom. I was in the bedroom and he's going, Jana, paper. He's telling me we need toilet paper in the bathroom.
it's amazing. Now, is Ken right here with you? Such an honor to meet you. God bless you, sir.
Oh,
thank you.
so do.
Yeah. Can you say hello, everyone?
So, I
Yes.
want to get wrong.
Yeah, he's doing so much better. And it has been an amazing journey. I know Heidi talked about this when we first moved in, and I'm like, we didn't get to it till a year later, and I'm like, Heidi, so she is absolutely amazing. Her testimonial is amazing. Yes. Ken having a stroke and his body being damaged internally, and now this patch is healing him internally, and we see we just see the, what am I trying to say? We see it happening.
That's
We
right.
see him speaking the words
That's
and
right.
him getting better and
Yeah.
new words every day. And I mean, this has just been since November 4th. I
That's right.
can't wait till we get to 3 months or 7 months. You know, he's 73 now.